The fast fashion pandemic has struck an all-time high. But what exactly is going on? To first analyze our message, we need to understand what exactly fast fashion is. Introduced by retailers, the term fast fashion was penned to describe less costly apparel that could meet consumer demands as fast as possible. From classic commercial centers to the now more visited online stores, the fast fashion industry offers not only a wide range of everyday up-to-date apparel, but also its speed and service. Nowadays, a customer is simply a click away from their brand new sweater. But how exactly does this work? It's all in the global dispersion. A designer and one of the key players of the industry, such as Zara, have the ability to command a new product when the trend for that product seems to be on a rise. From here, these big companies outsource their material and labor, making sure to find the cheapest kind for both sources. But just like fast food, fast fashion's convenience comes at a great cost. One of the biggest impacts this industry has caused is the climate injustice it has created in the global south. Since the industry focuses on getting cheaper resources, countries in Southeast Asia, South Asia, and parts of Africa have been damaged due to the industry's use of both their land and water. Toxic chemicals and dye used to beautify our apparel are being dumped in the waters and rivers of countries like Bangladesh, India, Indonesia, and Thailand. The industry's grand carbon emission is exponentially higher than those of flight and maritime shipping combined. Their carbon emission contributes to the rapid melting of the Earth's ice caps, which causes sea levels to rise, yet again drowning the very same countries underwater. Another grand injustice caused by the fast fashion industry is the labor injustice it creates for people in the global south. In manufacturing countries, for example, China, Bangladesh, and India, the labor is paid the minimum wage that is between half to fifth of the living wage. These industries are aware of the lack of choice that these people have in the global south. And in knowing so, they have chosen to exploit them for their labor. Children of the global south have also become victim of the fast fashion industry. According to the International Labour Organization, there is an estimate of 170 million children engaged in modern-day child labor. Many of them work in harsh conditions, unsuitable for grown-ups, let alone young infants. Many countries have outlawed these child laborers, but still prevails in several poor countries, particularly in the global south, where most of the garment industries are situated. A child's ability to quickly learn and navigate around new tasks have made them the perfect target for this industry. Gender-based discrimination and violence. In Bangladesh, Cambodia, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka, women workers represent between 80 to 95% of the garment workforce, and almost all of the women have described use of sexual violence and harassment in their workplace. So, what can we do? Well, as an individual, we can only be responsible for so much of our carbon footprint. Also, as an individual, so much of this injustice falls under the hands of corrupt governments, leaving us unable to do pretty much anything. But what we can do is try. We can try to lessen our fashion consumption by only purchasing things when necessary, thus limiting the amount of trash we produce. We could opt for slower fashion from local brands or thrifting secondhand or vintage clothing. We can start donating clothes we no longer wear to trusted charities for those in need, or for those of you who are creative enough, We could upcycle our clothes that we already own, using the old fabric to create newer things. And for those of you who are politically motivated, we can take part in protests and signing petitions to advocate for stronger labor rights. In short, we just need to be more conscious of the things we buy and where they come from. So the question now comes to you, the viewer. Will you reconsider your fashion consumption?